Hello bow makers, it's Donna here with another video. I have been promising people this video for the longest time. I do this at all my shows and people are totally fascinated. You may be wondering what this bow looks like, what the material is. It's washi tape. Let me bring it a little closer for you. Yes, actually a washi tape bow. And I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. So let's put that aside. Let's talk about washi tape first of all. It comes in all different colors and patterns and narrow widths, wider widths, whatever. We're going to be doing a single loop and a multiple loop bow out of this pink washi tape. But first I'm going to show you just what we do to create our bow. Being a bow making tool enthusiast, I'm surprised, right? I always have to figure out how to make a bow with anything. And when washi tape came along, I said, here's my challenge. I knew that cardstock would not work because it's too stiff. That's very obvious. So I said the next best thing is plastic. So I took a plastic bag, or you could use a trash bag, whatever is handy for you. Something I want to point out is trash bags or plastic bags come in varying colors. You've got the beige, you've got the gray, and you have the white. My preference is for the white. I usually tell people don't use the colored ones. The reason being, I have a little sample here that I did for you. I used this washi tape and I put it on white plastic and I put it on the beige plastic. And you can see the difference. This kind of, it dulls it right down. Whereas on the white, it pops the color. You can go right ahead and use the beige if maybe you're doing steampunk or maybe some sort of mixed media. That's your choice. But in order to make your colors washi tape pop, you really want it on a white background. So with that being said, let's figure out how we're going to do this bow. So get your supermarket bag or your trash bag. And in this case, we're going to open up because we're going to take all the printing off here. We don't need the printing because that will show through the washi tape. So I'm just going to run my scissors through the bottom and take the bottom of the bag off. Put that aside and just flip it around since I'm right-handed. And I'm going to take the handles off as well. You don't have to be careful, as you can see. Just run it across and get it off there. Now we're going to take the print off. So I'm going to open this up. Some print hiding over here. And just run your scissors up. And go to the other side, do the same thing. And we're going to get rid of this. And this is what we're left with. And I'm going to fold this in half. And I'm going to cut a piece from this so that I can place my washi tape on it. So it doesn't matter, how wide, it's entirely up to you. And you'll be able to judge what you want. I can cut this wider and put several pieces of washi tape on it. And I'm also going to cut this in half the long way because we don't need all this length. We're going to make a single loop bow. So here we have a piece of plastic. I have the fan blowing overhead so everything is sticking to me. A piece of plastic just over 12 inches. Now you know that when you make a single loop bow, a 1-inch bow, you would use 8 to 10 inches. So we'll use the full 12 inches of this. I'm going to make a little bit bigger bow than a 1-inch. So we'll take our washi tape, and the hardest thing is just getting it to start. I'm going to place it on the end of my plastic and just run it down. It doesn't matter if the plastic is wrinkled. Absolutely doesn't affect it at all. So now you saw how easy that was. And all I'm going to do is just burnish it down a little bit, run my fingers over it, make sure it's really on there well. And you can see how we need to now get rid of all this extra plastic. So with a good pair of scissors, something that will cut really well, get your scissors in there in the right position. And once you get it in the right position, you just want to zip it right up alongside the washi tape, letting the washi tape be your guide. There's one side done. And now we're going to do the other side. If there are little pieces that you kind of wonked out at, then you can always go back and trim those. That's not a problem. And I'm going to zip this up. I have to keep checking the camera angle. Okay, now we've gotten rid of our plastic. And let me see, how good a job did I do? Let's take a look. Actually, that really came out quite well. There is a little piece of white right there, and I'll just go back in and trim that with my scissors. I won't be too fussy because we're just showing you basically how this is done. So now, in comes the Craft-Dee BowZ. So we're going to make about 1.5 inch single loop bow. So we're going to place our washi tape ribbon around the dowels and make a U shape like we always do. We're going to cross one tail over the other. Whatever tail is on top gets tucked underneath and goes right through the dowels. Now I have a tail in each hand. The tail that's toward me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try my best to fold it in half. This will minimize the size of the knot when you're tightening it. So fold that in half, bring it around the back. You didn't do a very good job on that. And just tie a single knot. Just like you would with ribbon. Treat it the way you would ribbon. The only difference is you have to be careful pulling it. So I've kind of pulled that a little bit. I'm going to show you how ugly this looks right now. Let me get the camera angle. See how fat the bow looks, the knot in the center? We're going to minimize that. And the way we do that is we squeeze the knot both front and back with our fingers, and we pull. And if I need to squeeze again, I will. And I will pull. You'll probably break a few until you get used to the tension that you're supposed to be using, because it is only plastic and it is lightweight tape. And I'm just going to trim this while I already have it on the Craft-Dee BowZ. And I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to fluff out my loop. Put that aside for a moment, and I will show you what our single loop bow looks like. Isn't that adorable? It's made with washi tape. I know, it's incredible. So let's do a multiple loop bow. I'm going to switch the pegs out to a little bit different size. And in the interest of time, I decided I would get my washi tape on my plastic and cut it. You don't need to see that again. You've seen it once. So this is obviously a longer piece of washi tape. I've spread the dowels out a little bit further. We're going to make a multiple loop bow. Being right-handed, I'm going to place the left hand part of my ribbon, in quotation marks, against the left-hand dowel, and I'm going to go around the dowels one full time. And we're back to the U shape. Again, the same thing applies. Cross one tail over the other, tuck that tail underneath, pull it toward you, squeeze it in the center, around the back, and we're going to tie that knot. Again, it's pretty horrible. Can you see that? It's very wide. Kind of hard to see on polka dot. So let's do the very same thing. Let's squeeze and pull. And squeeze and pull till you get it where you want to. That looks fairly decent to me. I'll give it one more tug. And I'm going to trim it while I have it right on here. It's just easier for me. So now we need to slip it up off the dowels. We need to fluff out our loops, which will take me longer to do than it did to tie the bow. Slippery stuff. Get that in there. Some washi tapes have a more of a slick surface than others, I've noticed. This one happens to be very slick. Okay, I'm going to squeeze that and show you the results. There's your multiple loop bow. And I'll bring this card back to show you. There it is again. And that's as easy as it gets. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I will answer any questions you have on it. Thanks for watching, and watch for our next video. Bye-bye.